When I was in Palestine in the occupied West Bank, I met the father of a teenager from Florida named Mohammed Ibrahim. This American boy was held under horrific conditions in an Israeli prison for almost 10 months, and our country left him behind. Mohammed, who wanted to work behind the counter at his family's ice cream shop, was abducted from his home in the largely Palestinian-American community of Al-Mazrah by Israeli forces at midnight. He was escorted to an army camp. They blindfolded him, they zip-tied him, and they beat him. When he arrived at the police station, battered and bruised, Mohammed asked if he could just see his parents. The Israeli forces refused. This young American wasn't offered a lawyer. He just had to sit there in what he described as freezing temperatures. Mohammed was accused of throwing stones at an Israeli car. He denied those accusations. It didn't matter. There was no real legal process for him, no system of justice that would get to the facts without bias or discrimination. Mohammed recalled his interrogator threatening that if he did not confess, the soldiers would beat him again. No one could have prepared this young American for the year of his youth that was ripped away from him. He was forced into a 6-person prison cell with 10 other teenaged boys in a military detention center. He watched his cellmate, 17-year-old Walid Ahmad, who he had known since childhood, die from lack of urgent medical assistance that Walid had begged for. Mohammed's father, Zahir, told me this story when he invited me to join his family for dinner. He was calm but spoke quietly. He spoke as a father pained that he was powerless to help his son. He told us about the unthinkable moment when his son was finally released, but he had to tell him that during the year he had spent in prison, his cousin, Saif, 20 years old, was beaten to death by extremist settlers. Saif and Mohammed were supposed to work together at the family ice cream shop. Our country, which was founded on the principles of freedom, is aiding horrific violations of human rights in the occupied West Bank that are tearing families apart. As John Paul II taught us, there cannot be peace until there is justice, and there cannot be justice until there is forgiveness. We need justice for Palestinians in the occupied West Bank and for American children like Mohammed Ibrahim. It's our only chance for peace.